And welcome to another edition of the Wake Up Late with Dougie show. I am your host, Dougie Almeida, with a big ass mic in the front of my face. A little studio issue here with some ports and stuff. I had some asshole sitting behind me on the plane, and he was fucking with the stupid tray and kept fucking with it. And I turned around, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And of course, my luggage was over his seats. So when everybody's trying to leave, I'm like, help, the guy's gonna help me. And he dropped my computer. Dropped my fucking computer. Oh, no big deal. It's just my computer there, schmuck. So I got one less USB port. So you're using the camera on my fucking laptop. That's why I look fatter even than I am, and I look like I just polished off a gallon of ice cream. Hey, welcome to the show. We got a great show to you today. Here's the thing. We've been trying to put this show together for a while because I got two club owners, fellow comics and club owners that own clubs in Florida. And we're going to get into it a bit about the club business, comedy scene in Florida, and some other things. We're not going to mention names, of course, but we definitely want to get into some of the nitty gritty. Without further ado, let me bring in our special guests today, Mr. Adam Lowery and Mike Lee. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello.
How you doing,
sir?
boss?
What's
Good to
going
see
on,
you.
fellas? Welcome to the show. We finally did. I think we've been trying to do this since 1986, and we finally fucking did
It took a while.
I don't know if you know this, Dougie, but running a club takes a lot of fucking work. We don't just go around and fly on airplanes and let people drop our laptops, all right? We've got shit we got to do.
I can imagine. And, just so we know, Mike owns LOL Comedy Club I always confuse Winter Park and Winter Haven.
Can I correct you immediately? And this is one of the big things that gets me. It is the LOL is our logo, but it's called Laugh Out Lounge.
Laugh Out Lounge. Yeah, perfect.
LOUNGE. Thanks for doing your research. I don't like it when people call it LOL Comedy Club, only because it gets confusing. Like, people are like, oh, it's the Laugh Out Loud. Oh yeah, that's real original. But Laugh Out Lounge is actually kind of catchy, and the logo has the LOL with a Laugh Out Lounge underneath it. But yeah, it's Laugh Out Lounge. Winter Haven, Florida is where it's at, and we do shows about 4 nights a week, sometimes 5 depending. And we'd love for anybody that's in the area to come check it out.
That's awesome. It's been a couple years now, right? Because I remember 2 or 3 years.
No. Celebrated our 1-year anniversary, and I think we weren't very far behind you, right, Adam? Like, you celebrated like the week before me or something like that.
Yeah, I think we're just a month in front of you. I think you were last week, right?
Yeah. We just had it last week. Well, I mean, now we're on Tuesday, so now 2 weekends ago. But yeah. And I think you messaged me and said, "Congratulations, dude! You're like 1 month behind me or whatever." Yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah, it was October 22nd.
Yeah.
So it's the
awesome.
Laugh Out Lounge. And of course, Adam's room is the Madcaps Comedy Club in New Smyrna Beach. Beach.
You know, that's a running thing now. When you did that on stage here, and you kept saying it on purpose like that. And now people that have went to your show up and they go, "It's a New Smyrna Beach." Yeah, New Smyrna Beach. I try to tell the headliners, listen, if you want to lose the room immediately, say Smyrna. Say Smyrna, you lose them immediately. It's odd that there's no vowels, just Smyrna. It's the sometimes Y vowel that's in there.
That's hilarious to me because I've performed in New Smyrna, but I always thought it was New Smyrna. I had no idea.
No.
What is it? A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y? I thought the Y was supposed to
it's the sometimes Y.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, we're in New Smyrna now. We open in January in Palm Coast with the second club.
Dude,
that's awesome.
Sorry, Dougie. Adam and I are taking over your podcast. Adam, dude, congratulations, man. That's freaking awesome. Especially within about 1.5 years of being able to not only get the following, get the backing, whatever it takes, find a new place. I know that I worked really hard just to find this one place. And the goal, obviously, for anybody who does this is to find another and kind of grow the brand. But, dude, you did it so fast and it's so awesome, man. Congrats on that. I think it's friggin' awesome that you're able to do that.
I appreciate it, but we haven't lifted a hammer yet. So, we took the lease start. The lease started at the beginning of November, and we're still in the final submission of drawings right now, trying to get the freaking stamp on the thing. And maybe we'll lift a hammer in 2 weeks. They got 2 weeks to review the plans once again. So I'm aiming for January, but I learned from this club about setting a date a little optimistically. I'll
Yep.
share that story as we get talking, man, because there's a couple questions I know we get to it. But yeah, man, and if we lift a hammer the next 2 weeks, I'll be happy.
Well, very cool that you're able to take that step, brother.
Thanks,
That's
man.
awesome.
The goal's one a year, brother.
Well, that was one of the first questions in the beginning of the segment here. We start as let me ask you, and as both being club owners and comedians, let's start with you, Mike. What's the most challenging part of owning a comedy club?
Owning a comedy club. It's all a pain in the ass, and I'm sure Adam can attest to this. Like when you're doing comedy, just like when I was performing, oh man, I shouldn't lead like that. I still go out and do shows every once in a while, but like I also do a morning radio show. So I have a full-time gig that pays me very well and covers my medical insurance. So whenever I decided that I wanted to do comedy and like really get into it, this was like 10, 12 years ago, I knew I was going to be limited in my travels. So I can't just like be like, all right, guys, see you later on the morning show. I'm going to Las Vegas for a week and a half or whatever it may be. So it kind of made sense for me to start producing shows locally, so I could be here, do my morning radio show, and then do these shows. And that's kind of what led to, and it's a way longer story than that, but that's what led to opening the comedy club. And the difference being, I think, is that there's just a lot more headache. You think it's tough as a comedian to book yourself around the country or get a tour going or whatever. That is a tough job. You're not wrong. But trying to maintain and keep a book of how many comedians you have coming in this week, where are they staying? Do you have a hotel ready? Did you remember that you need 2 hotels this week? Do you have the 2-bedroom booked at the condo? I mean, there's a lot more involved in the scheduling, and I'm already a busy son of a bitch. And I'm surprised I made it in time for this podcast. But that's kind of difficult, and the biggest change is really getting your calendar in order. That was mine anyway.
How about you, Adam?
The toughest part in summary would be keeping it open. Because there's a lot that's the toughest part, is because what Mike entailed is, but between the booking and selling tickets and trying to get people to come out all the time, right, and selling the next headliner and the marketing part of it, keeping it open entails so much that so many people don't really understand what it takes to do that, especially comics too. I started out just throwing shows like 3 a month, 4 a month. And we did a special event here not long ago, and these guys do it once a month, and a couple little things went wrong, and dude has a meltdown. He like walks out front, he's screaming curse words. I'm like, dude, relax. Like we do this 4 to 5 nights a week up here. It's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Just and keeping it open. And on the personal side, the toughest part, honestly, I don't know if you can speak to it or not, Mike, but to be open about it on the personal side, one of the most difficult parts is trying to separate a friendship and a club owner, and realizing, all right, who's around now because there's a stage, right? Who's trying to befriend you so they can get some time or get some headlining spots or get a feature gig thrown in there, right? Who's really doing that? Because I owned a comedy club called the Mellow Monkey in Sanford first, and COVID killed that. And when I opened that, oh, buddy, did I have a lot of friends. And when COVID killed that club, I didn't hear from a lot of people. And I opened Madcaps back up, and oh my God, hey buddy, how you been? Where you been at? I'm like, well, where have you been for 3 years, dude? You know what I mean? And some I am friends with, right? And then some I'm like, dude, I love you. You're a good friend of mine, but I can't this weekend, or no, I can't give you time, and trying to balance that personal and club owner thing is a difficult thing sometimes.
And I could just kind of, to add on to that, I could say that Adam and I, we didn't really run in the same circles when we were both performing. I had heard of the Mellow Monkey, but I didn't know who the owner was. Adam and I really kind of met because we opened comedy clubs around the same time in different parts of the state. And the comedians were going, have you met Adam? And I was like, no. And they were going to him going, have you met Mike? Thing. And like, no. And that, so our relationship, I can say, is genuine in that we never friggin' met each other. I don't remember working with you, Adam. Did we ever work together? I don't think so. Not
No.
that I remember. So like,
No.
it's a genuine relationship. Like, Adam will text me sometimes and go, "Hey man, what are you doing about this problem?" And I'll say, "Man, this is what I'm trying. It seemed to be working," or I'll say, I don't know, this ain't working. And then vice versa. I'll call him up and be like, "Hey man, how much are you paying this guy? Because it seems like he's asking for a lot or whatever." You know what I mean? And we
Yeah,
give
yeah.
that stuff back. And also on what Adam was saying is the friendship versus the being a club owner is one of the hardest lines to draw, because there's a lot of guys that I have worked with, that I do know, that I have seen perform, and some of them, and no offense to anybody that is in my circle of friends, I love you all, but some of them are not exactly what I think is going to fill a house, if that makes sense. Like, you're great, and you're great whenever we're down at Billy's Two-Headed Goat Farm doing an open mic on a Thursday night. But if I'm going to fill a club, I need some credits that I can bill. I need to get something, going, especially I have a much smaller market than Adam does. I need to make these people think that they're about to come in and get the show of their damn lives. So when I used to open for you at, so-and-so's redneck bar every 6 months, that doesn't necessarily mean that I think that you're the headliner that's going to bring Laugh Out Lounge to the front of the stage in the comedy world. You know what I mean? I'm trying to book people that have a following, a credit, something, so that whenever I book them, I have something that I can promote. And so it's very difficult to go from knowing all these guys who are on kind of that level and going, "Look, man, I'm sorry. I can't headline you.
Yeah.
I know that you're good, and I know that you're good. But just because you headline, Billy's fucking cabana on the beach in a small town off the beach, doesn't mean that you're ready to headline a comedy club, and we're trying to run a comedy club here."
But if you do that, you all of a sudden will become the quickest asshole.
Yeah.
You're now no longer. I was your buddy and friend for a while, and then because you dropped by and wanted to do 10 minutes on a Friday, Saturday, and I go, "No, dude, I can't put you up." "Well, fuck you, man."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay, what'd you say?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I can't, man. I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can
Agreed.
relate to that in the sense I've never owned a comedy club, but I've been booking shows for several years. We had a weekly show for 4.5 years at Tavolino's. I booked shows for Club Bremen. And you're right. The role of the booker versus the friend, because I had plenty of people go, "Hey man, why don't you hire me?" And like Tavolino's is one of those rooms that it's not a comedy club. And for that room, I had the people I had emceeing were headliners. If I couldn't do it, I'd have to get a headliner to run the room, because it's a challenging room. It's not like people are sitting in a chair looking straight up and it's all a comedy show, and there was plenty of people, like you said, Adam, you're like, "Why don't you feature me?" I'm like, "You don't think I'm funny?" I'm like, "It's not that I don't think you're funny. I just don't think you can handle this room." You know what I mean? And it's just a call you have to make. It's got to be rough, right?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Having that.
It's a lot tougher if you're trying to run a club. When I was running a bar room, and Adam, I'm sure you can attest to this, when you're running a bar room where they do a comedy show, and that's how this all started. Like Adam said, he was running the Mellow Monkey, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that
I
right,
mean,
Adam?
I was throwing bar shows prior to that. Where I could get a show in and put a stage up and showing up. Dude, I used to show up with the speakers, the lights. I'd set the backdrop up, right? The people forget, you know what I mean? And I'm doing them. Then when the show's over, they're out partying. I'm breaking down the backdrop, rolling up the chords, right? Now let's come do some drinks, man. And I'm like, dude, I got to clean this mess up, dude. It started there, yeah.
They forget that. They forget that that's what it was. So it started out, yes, I'm just trying to get my buddies in to do a show, and we could put on a great show at a bar or whatever. But now we're trying to run a comedy club. I need to know, and there's just a difference. And Dougie, you know this. There's a difference between the bar show. A bar show is great, and you can. And I have a friend who runs Bar Comedy USA, and his whole business plan is: do you own a bar? Have you ever done comedy night? You should consider doing this, because I have a plan that will fill your bar up for comedy night. It's a great fucking thing. Adam, you should check it out, man. He's got really good guys. But anyway, it's a good thing. I'm not dogging that, because that's where Adam and I started. And in fact, whenever I started doing comedy, what fucking shows do you think I got booked on? The ones at the bar. But whenever imagine back in the day, Adam, Dougie, both of you, whenever we first started doing this, and you go, "Well, I just fucking featured at Joe's brewery, why won't the Improv book me? Well, there's a fucking right. I mean, come on. And that's what I think a lot of comedians don't understand. And that's that line drawing between, yes, I love you and I booked the shit out of you when I was running these bar rooms, but now I'm trying to bring in next caliber, and I want you to be on that caliber, and I'll host you, and if you're good enough, I'll start featuring you, whatever. But it's just a different caliber of, it's just a different level of expectations, I think, from the audience. When you set that sort of atmosphere up, you've got that price point on drinks and things like that. They expect a different caliber. It's not fucking Joe's Brewery. It's a comedy club. It's Madcaps. Yeah. It's Madcaps' name. It's Madcaps' brand. It's Laugh Out Lounge's brand. We got an A game. You got to bring the A game.
Yeah, and I always mention this to comics. So I've had issues with comedy clubs that they decide, like for example, territorial. One comedy club doesn't want you to book. So I was on a conversation like, well, that guy's an asshole. He doesn't want to go. Look, he's a business owner. He's got the right to make those decisions. You know what I mean? That's just a decision. You got to respect that. And, you got to also respect the fact that he's got a mortgage. He's got employees. He's got, he's got skin in the game, and you don't understand that. There's so many people in this comedy business that think they know everything when they don't know shit. They don't have a proficiency of the understanding of it. And, they start, why do these people don't know what they're doing? They're like, do you know what you're fucking doing? Do you know how to hire somebody? Do you know how to fucking put a sound equipment together? I worked with somebody recently, not too long ago, that was like, he was all shit talking and the fucking mic went out. And he didn't know to pull the mic out and pull the fucking cord back in. I'm sitting in the back of the room like, dude, put the fucking thing back and out. He's like, it ain't going to work. So, people just don't know what they don't know. Leads me to my next question, by the way, gentlemen. How do you find comics to perform at the club?
Adam? I'll let you start.
Yeah. So there's comics I know, right? There's comics that I know that are a list, right? But you got to fill up almost 50 weekends out of the year. So that list is shorter than I'd like it to be. It's a lot longer than it used to be now. But it's finding those comics either that I saw, do headlining gigs sometimes, or that I know are funny. When I first started, I had a couple guys that have been in the game for a really long time, and I sort of had my own panel. And I'd run it across these three comedians that have been a while and see what the paneling was. If 1 out of 3 were in, then they didn't get booked. If 2 out of 3 were in, I'd consider it. If 3 out of 3 were in, I'd book them. And then as headliners would come through here that were respectable, it had names, and I would say, hey, would you put together a list for me? Give me your top 10 people that you think I should book in here. And I've been gathering that list, for a year now. And that's typically how I'm finding the headliners like that, because there's a lot of guys and girls out there that are headliners that are hilarious that we've never heard of, right? That you don't know until you ask somebody. And the trick is trying to bring new faces here, because there's headliners that have been working this market for 25, 30 years. That people have seen over and over and over again, right? That they saturate locations, and you go, all right, let's bring a new face in here, right? But now I gotta get flight and travel, and now the contract's 17 pages rather than 1 page. Everything changes if you try to bring a name out here, but for the most part, it's that's the most simplest way to explain it.
Yeah.
That I can't. I can't 1,000% that enough. That's all. That's exactly what it is. Like, especially as a new comedy club owner, we're not franchised out. We're trying to create our own franchises. And Adam and I are in different markets, and we become friends over the phone and email, text. Since our mutual friends have introduced us, and we share these exact same complaints and ideas. In fact, Adam created a list of his guys, and I created a list of mine, and we exchanged those lists just so that we could see, who we've both been using and who we haven't used at each other's place. And in fact, Adam, whenever we get a chance, we need to update that. But
yeah, I went as far on that list to put together how many tickets it drew. And how many tickets that name draw, and then I graded them A through F on performance, on show, on a couple things, and so I got a color coordinated chart about where they lie, who sold tickets, who didn't.
That's fantastic, and that's what it takes. And I will say the only other thing is you asked the initial question was how do you find the comic? Obviously, it starts the way Adam talks about. You know, you got friends, and they got friends, and eventually, but then once you get your website going and your booking thing, suddenly I'm getting, and I'm sure you are too, Adam. I'm getting emails guys from fucking even I'd never met in my life, and they're going, I'm a comic based out of Tennessee and I'd love to come to Florida. And that's where all that travel and hotel comes from. And I got to tell you, as a smaller company, it's very rare that I offer travel. What I would rather do is give them Adam's information. Like I just texted the Adam the other day and said I got this guy that is coming down. I watch this stuff, he's very funny. I'd like to set up maybe a run so that makes it worth their time to come down here, so that maybe the one weekend they do here or the next weekend they do there, or vice versa. Or maybe Adam and I switch our schedules, you know, and we do a Thursday, Friday, and a Saturday, Sunday, so that they have 4 days of comedy in 2 different places, and then they haul ass back home, and it makes it worth their time to drive down and spend that gas money. But yeah, I mean that's essentially how it starts. Exactly what Adam said. I mean, it's all.
I've also
like,
learned that credits doesn't mean funny. Credits doesn't mean funny. Credits doesn't mean funny. It means you think I got to pay you more, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be funny. And I got this new, Mike. I got this new line that I tell the comics. I specifically tell it when they forwarded me to their agent. And they're explaining all these credits and stuff like that. So listen. Nobody know who you are. All right. Like nobody know who you are. I know you want 3,000 and 5,000 or 80% of the door, but listen, nobody know who you are. Okay, they may know where you're at in your state, or maybe the Southeast, maybe even, or maybe just your city. But I promise you, I put you on a flyer, and I asked 9 out of 10 people here. They don't know who you are. Maybe even 9 out of 0.9 out of 10. They don't know who you are.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, let's face it, the people that are pretty much draws, the people that are going to draw. You know, in all fairness, they're going to be working the A clubs. You know,
we can't afford them.
Yeah, it's just, you know, but
that's why Mike and I worked together we brought Hans Kim down here, and we did that together. He did the nights there, we did it here. That's why that worked out.
Yeah,
and it was,
and that was.
I mean, I didn't quite sell out, but it was probably about 60 or 70% sold out. And I think you had a freaking great weekend, didn't you?
He sold out Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, he sold out both.
And the median age of my club dropped almost 15 years in one night. I was like, whoa.
I need that so bad. I'm in Winter Haven, Florida, which is literally, if you're up north and you're watching this, this town is called Winter Haven, Florida, because it's a winter haven for all you fucking snowbirds. And I love you.
Yeah.
Just come here and fucking give me your money and leave. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm the same demographic, Mike. I'm New Smyrna Beach, where you come and retire, or it's your second or fifth home that you come to once in a while.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately for us, it's literally snowbirds. Like during the summer months, there's not nearly as many elderly folk. In the wintertime, it's mostly elderly folks. So, and that's what my club is largely based, the demographic. And I love you guys because you guys all, you know, pay the bills. But I would love to get somehow, Adam, and if you got tips and tricks, how do I get that freaking median age down a little bit? Get the college kids out, get them out here and see that it's a cool place to hang out and buy a damn beer every once in a while.
Yeah, it took a guy off of Kill Tony. It took a young comic.
Oh, I got a guy off Kill Tony, and those people came and saw it, and they loved it, and then they split. I don't know where they went. They just disappeared. The very next night, it was all blue hairs.
Working together and putting it together is the way it works. I mean, again, with my shows, I had a Wednesday, Thursday, and a Tuesday, and that would combine with like Casey Peruski. You know, you get with other clubs, so you can offer a 5 or 6 day run. You know, like you guys have the weekends for the most part. So I have a Wednesday, Thursday. Unfortunately, it's only on a quarterly basis, but we're bringing in, you know, major headliners. You know, we're bringing in, you know, like the main guys you would know. You know, and so something like that. You know, I'll definitely be reaching out to you guys. Like, hey, you know, I've got, you know, I'm just thinking of a name, but I got Jim Florentine coming into town. You know, if you guys want to offer him a Friday, Saturday, you know. So if he does Friday, Saturday, and he does my Wednesday, Thursday, then he can come, so he's got Friday, Saturday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's 6 nights in a row. So that's it's a great way
I
of
think
doing
that's key. It's key for clubs like Mike and mine to work
Yep.
together. And unfortunately, there's some other names in this business that don't like to work with other people and other clubs and other comedy venues. And if we came together like that, we could give improvs run for their monies, right? We have to do that in order to do what we want to do. And I think a lot more working together of showrunners like yourself, Dougie, Christy B, who's another great showrunner up in the Flagler area. When we all start working together, then those names like Hans Kim, those up and comers that are coming up and developing giant followings, then I think we can get to them.
And that's a great point, because what you are doing, like you said, how many times is somebody, like you said, a TV credit or something like that, and you go watch the person, and you're like, this person isn't that funny, and then you got the
Well,
other
they were in the
person that's
background.
yeah,
They were a stand-in the background of the scene. I'm like, I don't think that's a credit.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what does it, because I've had people say that I went to go see this person. I had somebody, my buddy, who just went to see Adam Sandler. He's a comedy god, right? But he said he bombed at the Hard Rock, I guess, last week or something like that. So it's good to do that. Next question.
Bombs, man. There's no doubt about that. Everybody bombs, even the big guys.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here's a question. How important is it for a comedy to have a weekly open mic? You see a lot of comedy clubs. I always thought it'd be a great way. It's like a farm system, to develop local talent, right?
Yeah, I look at it as a farm system. Exactly. You bring in the local guys, the guys who are within 20, maybe 30 minutes of the club. They're looking for a different stage. Two, they're looking for a comedy open mic where it's not at a bar and the fucking game's going on and nobody's there to watch comedy. They're just there to have a drink, and then all of a sudden the comedy show happens. So at a club, you have the unique opportunity to present it as a show, and the lights are down, the stage lights are up, and you're going to run an open mic night. And if you can do it right, which I think Adam has been successful at, and so have I. Adam, I think no. Oh, you have not? Well,
I have a different answer than you do.
Okay. All right. No, that's good. I want to hear a different answer. But it's important for them because I can do a farm team. I can see those guys. I can say, this guy's funny. This guy needs some work. This guy could be funny if he would do this, A, B, and C. And then I can start slowly putting them to work, which I have done over the course of the past 5 years, even before Laugh Out Lounge is open. For instance, Rashad Baker, Joe Latham, one of the biggest guys that I absolutely love, Donald Evans. Some of these guys that I have been I don't want to use the term grooming because it sounds like I'm molesting them behind the curtain, but I've been working with them since they were freaking beginners. And now, for instance, Donald Evans is really killing it. Joe Latham is in the finals of the Florida's Funniest. And these are guys that I have known since the beginning because of my open mic nights. So I really put a lot of faith into those. Is it easy to make money on them? Absolutely not. Open mic is kind of a sacrifice. I sacrifice that for the ability to recruit. But I don't lose money on it, but I don't really make money on it. So I feel like it's an important thing to have. But obviously, Adam feels different, and I'd love to hear why. I know that you have a comedy showcase, and that to me is what I was considering your open mic night. But I'm thinking wrong.
Well, all the things you said is exactly right about an open mic, a feeder system. All of that is so important. Like you, Mike, I try to do that here to where comics that support our showcases on Wednesdays or Thursdays, when they're doing that, and that support comes, I get to see them with the 10 minutes. And, next year we're actually doing a whole month of giving features their first headlining gig. I think that's one of the hardest jumps to make, right? Is feature to headliner who gives you that spot. And we're trying to be a club that gives that spot to people, and sort of the same with guest spots, etc. And I love the feeder system. One of my favorite things about owning a comedy club, honestly, is watching the development of comics. Watch comics come in here that, are at the showcase doing a 10-minute thing. And then, next thing you know, I'm watching a new 10 minutes and then a fire 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, all right, I can feature this weekend, dude. You've been out here crushing it on the showcases. I love that development. I love watching it. Probably my favorite thing about it. But like you said, Mike, I can't sell it. No one buys a ticket to come to an open mic. I tried when I first opened with an open mic. I wanted it to work so bad, then it didn't. I turned to 2 showcases, Wednesday and Thursday, and those were open showcases. And then we made a little transition. They were the summer comedy showcases. Then summer was over, so I dumped it. And then I switched to an all-star showcase on Wednesday where we selected the comics because I had seen a lot, and I knew a lot of people are supporting where we selected those people to come do 15. And then Thursday, I tried the open mic again. And I gave away the bar, and no one came. No one came. Wow. And my first thought, like you had, was, what, let me get some locals involved, people that want to try comedy, and maybe we'll get some. I had 2 people in 3 weeks in the city step up to try comedy for the first time. Yeah. And I went, you know what? I can't sell it. People aren't really trying it. They don't want to get up. They're not buying tickets. I held fast for a little bit and I dumped it. And, now on Thursday I do my Lizards of Weird comedy tour, but that's a different discussion. Yeah. And on Wednesday I was doing the All-Star Showcase, but that's what I needed was some more logistic hell of my life. Picking 4, 15-minute guys or girls every Wednesday. And and so that's the All-Star Showcase ends in November, and we're back to our regular showcase sign up and get up for 10 minutes and starting in December, and we'll stay there because I started paying them. On the showcase, so I wanted to up the talent a little bit. The showcase talent was sort of, there's some nights I'd be like, oh snap, you should be doing 3 minutes, not 10. And so I made those changes, but
that's certainly something that we deal with as well, is that you get those comics that you're like, oh boy, here he comes. Oh god.
Well, people, I don't know about you, Mike, man, but people know they get the email from us when they've been selected for a showcase. Dude, we do not play with the light. If you are bombing, you will be lit so early and so fast at this place. Yeah. There's sometimes I had comics get off that are like, hey, did you light me? I was like, no. And they're like, oh, I thought you lit me. I was like, did you think you're doing poorly? And they're like, kind of. And I'm like, you're seeing lights, but I will light you so fast. I've lit comics before, and they've got off, and I love it when they do this. It's like, I was killing, bro. I was killing. Like, no, you weren't, man. But in the reverse, if they are killing, keep going. Run you to 15. Right. Keep rolling.
Yeah, go ahead. Let it stretch. I think it's a great idea. By the way, real quick, in Greenville, the Comedy Zone in Greenville, now where I live, they have an awesome weekly open mic on Thursday. People pay $15 to see it. We get 20 to 50, 40 people in there. There's 20 comics. A lot of people stick around, which was amazing to me, coming from Florida, watching people stick around to watch 2 or 3 horrible comics. And, Brandon Rainwater, a great comic here, local comic, they run it. And that was a suggestion I made. I go, look, there's people that shouldn't be getting 5 minutes. So, you should basically say your open mic is a 3 to 5 minute set. You will get a 2-minute light, So basically, if you're eating a dick, you're going to get a light at 1 minute, and then you got 2 minutes to finish your set, because that you got to control that. I mean, for the most part, you guys know the comics, right? These 2 guys do ass eating jokes. I'm not going to put them together. I follow it and try to mix up, and it's great.
Oh man, I have a whole another theory. Hold on. So let me just, okay. So I believe in an open mic. I do. I just thoroughly, I've been doing comedy since I was 19. Now, not as a professional comedian, but I've been paid to go around the country and perform as a comedy Wild West or comedy pirate show or whatever. And I was doing all these things, right? So I've done this for a long time. And I believe in all of those shows were like improv and make it up on the go. Some of it was scripted. Some of it was, just go with what's happening. If you've got a joke that's killing, keep fucking, milking it. Anyway, so I just believe in that opportunity of getting up in front of an audience and seeing what you can come up with. So I love the idea, the idea of the original open mic where, to me, we don't charge for anybody to get in. And then actually we offer drink specials, so it's $2 off all of our drinks. And we usually have a good maybe 20 or 30 people in there. And I'm talking about guests. And then we have probably 15 to 18 comics who all sign up. Our limit is 20. Like we cut it off at 20. But they also buy drinks, and the 20 to 30 people that are in there also buy drinks. And so we don't pay anybody. I don't pay anybody to host it. I don't pay anybody to do nothing. Like, this is your opportunity to go up there and prove that you're funny. And some of these guys have really, really got it down. And I feel like I bill it as you never know what you're going to get. One night, everybody might bomb, and it's just garbage. But that's also, to me, that's part of
too.
the beautiful of it. Yeah, it's beautiful because
Yeah.
I just back and go, that motherfucker just bombed his ass. You know what I mean? Like, it's just funny.
Yeah.
It's funny to me. And I think the audience gets it too, because they're like, holy crap, that guy, whoa. And then the next guy comes up and just freaking murders. But either way, they're sitting there having beers. It's a free night for them as far as ticket prices or anything. They're paying for their drinks, obviously. But it's just it's an opportunity for anybody who wants to do it to come out and do it and see if you're able to do it. Because, Adam, I'm sure you started at open mics. Dougie, I'm sure you started at open mics. And if those things didn't exist, where would you even find the time or the spirit? So that's why I believe in the concept. Now, I love the idea of charging a ticket price to do a showcase. And that's something I've been trying to incorporate on my Thursday nights. But my Wednesday nights is dedicated to the open mic because I just believe in that opportunity, one, for the comedians, and two, for the local, community to come out and go, what is this place all about? Let's go. It's free. And then
that's what I get worried about. The local come out to go to a comedy club and they just watch 5 people bomb in a row and they're like, this is terrible. Well, we're not going to pay $25 this weekend to see Joe Schmo headliner.
Right. Well, I think that's a distinction. That's a distinction you got to make, right? Because open mics to me is like the audition stage of American Idol. You watch horrible people and you get to laugh, and it's entertaining to watch somebody really suck, right?
Yeah. It's amazing how much I've found out the people that come to comedy clubs, they don't know what showcase means. There's some that don't know what open mic means. They have no idea. And so they think they're coming to a comedy club, they're going to get laughs. And I got to, either if I'm hosting or somebody else, explain that people are going to get up here and make you cringe in a weird way. Yeah. It's not headliners. And, you were right, Mike, when you said that I was selling, the showcase. It was like an open mic because I had 7 spots. Whoever signed up, that's who got it. Right. And sign up, and all the sign up is done on our website. You don't message me. It's all done through our website. So awesome. you get the spots. And you get the spots as they fill it, and that's it. And I didn't know a lot of people that come here, and they get 10 minutes. And my idea with the showcase was most people are used to 5 minutes 5-minute open mics, and it is a difference standing at a bar trying to make other comedians laugh, and standing in a comedy club on stage trying to make an audience laugh. Some joke that dies in front of your comic friends every Monday may murder at an open mic at a comedy club.
Right. And that's the difference for sure. Like I feel like the comedy showcase is definitely a great thing, and but also in my opinion the open mic is a great thing. They're two very similar beasts, if that makes sense. Yeah. I just love the idea of giving whoever wants a spot. And I mean, we got guys that come out every week, and it's just like, okay, here we go again. And and I do the same thing you do, Adam. If it's only like after 2 minutes or 3 minutes, they're bombing. Here's the light, buddy. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
I love it when they don't know what the light means, and they're just still right. And then we got a night at the Palm and turn the music up on them, and then they still stand there with the music playing, like they don't know what. And then they got to go get them. Like, you got to leave now, man.
It is funny.
Wow before the show starts to let them know that shit, but you still get those guys for
sure.
Dude,
they get an email confirmation with that information. They get a confirmation email from us with that information. We have a pre-show meeting about the information and the light, and they still don't know what the light is.
Oh, they still have no idea what.
Dude, it's funny at the ones at the Comedy Zone in Greenville. Of course, I'm sitting. I like to go as an experienced comic. I like to go to them just to work on new shit, right? And so now every once in a while I'll just sit there and go, hey, man, respect the light. If you get the light, I said, every comedy club I've ever been to in over 47 states I performed in, the one thing that you can do bad is run the light. You run the light, that's it. You're a schmuck. But I think it's a great idea to have both, right? Because the open mic is it's that fun thing. But the showcase is a way to get some of your local people, the regulars, little more time, right, to work on that feature set. Yeah, I'm going to do 10 minutes instead of 5, and next week I'll come and do another showcase, do another 10 minutes, see if I can put 20 together, and that's great for the comic. All right, let me ask you this: what are some of the qualities you look in a comedian to have them back? What are like one couple of things? Obviously, draw is a big thing, but what would be a couple qualities of a comic that you? Because it's one thing to get into a comedy club, but as a comic who gets booked, the most important thing is getting booked back.
You want to take it, Adam, or you want me to go?
Sure. I mean, the most important is be funny, right? Even if I'm not laughing at you, but my demographic is laughing at you, and we have certainly booked comics that I would go, "Oof," but they make this demographic laugh, and if that works and your comedy works for that, then who am I? And I bring you back if you're funny first and foremost. I think a second thing that I look at is, were you easy to work with? Were you chill? Did you just lay back? Did you bitch about the hotel room, right? Did you not like where you had to stay? Were you easy to work with and friendly?
Anytime that somebody bitches about the hotel room, they're fucking out. Anytime. Because I give you the hotel room that I have, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry. But hey, at least you're not sleeping in your fucking car, dude. Like, back off.
Hey, Mike, I literally booked a comic whose name I'll leave out. Nobody know who he is. Nobody know who he is, right? Now, he thinks so, but nobody know who he is. And I got him the room. I get everybody. Okay, I mean the room Hans Kim stayed in. Okay, all of them. He not only checks in and then drives back to the club Friday before the show. Friday, we're like an hour out of the show. Hands me the key to the hotel, and he goes, "I'm not staying there."
Really?
Yeah, he goes, "I'm not staying there. I've worked way too hard in my life to stay in a place." I'm like, "Hey, it's on the beach. It has its own beach bar, tiki bar, and restaurant. What are you talking about? You're literally on the water." And he hands me after he checked in too, and then hands me and goes, "I'm not staying there." Woo, woo.
Wow.
He'll never be back.
I was going to say, you know how hard it would be for me to let him even go on that night? I'm sure
it was. It was so hard because the feature that was behind him is actually a headliner who's a murderer. And I almost just went, you know what? Go home. I'm good without you, buddy. I'm really okay, because the guy featuring has been doing this a long time, who's probably funnier than you. But I didn't.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you that, because we kind of touched on it, but what would you say would be a couple? What could somebody? We know it takes funny. You want to obviously feel that they're cool to hang out with, right? Well, what would you say? What would be some characteristics that would keep you from hiring them again? Never back.
That the snooty show up. Tell me how I'm supposed to run a club. Tell me what the show is supposed to do. Tell me how everything should be working. You better be on the stage after 40 minutes, or whatever the hell comedy rules that you want to apply to whatever you think you need to do. Sit in a green room and tell the stories about how you're the greatest comic to ever live, who has done every stage across the world, and you just never got your break yet, or whatever it is, and get snooty at the hotel room. Show up late. Don't help promote the show. We're lucky to have you. If you're that dude, we're lucky that you came here.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. and Adam, look, Adam and I are, and I'm learning even more now, because like I said, Adam and I have really only talked over the phone or via text message. This is our first time we're really talking face to face, and it's over Zoom or whatever this program is, which is very cool, by the way. But I'm learning more and more that we are very similar guys, very much the same person, because that is exactly, that's exactly the thing. Now, there are some guys, like I had Michael Winslow, and Michael Winslow had a very extensive
He's
writer.
got sound effects and shit too.
Yeah, he's got things that he needs, and he also uses his voice big time. So he didn't demand, he requested an urn that would keep water warm and some lemons next to it, right? So he could fucking gargle his fucking vocal cords. It wasn't like, I need this because I'm Michael Winslow and I demand lemon water and dressing. He wasn't being a douchebag. He was like, look, man, this is things that I need because I use my vocal cords in ways that nobody else does. to make all these sound effects. And he was like, can you make that happen? And I was like, absolutely, bro, whatever the hell you need. You want me to get some honey? And he was like, yep. And he's like, if you can, please. And I went, because he was so fucking nice about it, I went down and got him some fucking local honey that was like $20 a goddamn pint, because it was Michael Winslow and he was being cool. But if you fucking put in your writer and these motherfuckers didn't do this and they didn't do that, and you cause a big scene, then it's like, fuck you, man. Like,
I got a request for only green M&Ms in a bowl.
No, you're kidding, right? That's a joke. No fucking
wasn't that
way.
wasn't
Really?
that in a movie that they wanted that they do it just to see if they would do it, right? Like just see if you fucking go through it.
And what I found is you can buy M&Ms in just one color online. So I bought this small bag, the little tiny one of just green ones, and put them in a huge bowl at the bottom and left in the green room.
I fucking love you.
That's funny,
fantastic.
dude.
But you know, whenever about it and you understand that, hey, this is a small club and these guys are doing what they can to pull it together for you. I mean, because I know, Adam, that you can't get a whole lot of complaints about how the show's run, because I've seen your club and I know, and every comic that I talk to says the same thing, that it's a fantastic club to work at, and they say the same thing about mine. So whenever
I always hear good things about you
go to a place where it's run by a comic who's done comedy for over a decade, both of us have, and we know what the comedians need, what we need to, one, put on a good show, make the comedians comfortable, make the audience comfortable, set up a show where the energy of the room is directed at that stage. There's no distractions. There's no TV with a game on. You've got little snacks, maybe, whatever it may be. We've got that shit down. And whenever they see that, they 9 times out of 10, correct me if I'm wrong, Adam, they fucking love you for it. Right?
Dude, I treat them like rock stars. I really do. I tell them if they're walking around the club before I open the doors, I go to the green room. Don't be out here. Go sit in the green room. My server will bring you whatever you need. There's a fridge back there. There's a couch back there. Whatever you need, because you're the rock star. If they see the guy on the flyer before the show starts, it loses its oomph. So I'm like, but whatever you need. You need this, I get it. You need that, I got it. Ask the server, whatever you need.
So the guys or the girls who come in and go, this isn't what it should be, have to be few and far between. But if they do come in, especially after that much effort is put in, like what Adam and I put into making you feel like a rock star, if you still complain, then definitely go fuck yourself.
There's only two headliners that will never touch a Madcap stage for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna fucking text you after this and fucking find out.
Text me after this. I'll tell you. It was both of them. One of them was the hotel guy, and the other one told me what needs to happen, what should be happening, and how proper comedy shows are run.
Oh my god!
And then after the show,
go ahead.
But then right after the show, tells me, he goes, so when's my next date to come back?
I know who this is. I won't say it. I know who this is. I remember the story.
You're gonna open another one, and then you're working with me, and I'm planning on opening another one. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know how much they're fucking themselves down the line. They might not be fucking themselves now, but they're fucking themselves down the line.
But you know what's good about something like that? That is a natural order of things, right? Like I'm writing a book, and one of the chapters is not everybody can walk on the moon. Because not everybody knows, not everybody has that, like I've worked with comics, I've opened for a lot of great comics, and the rule with them is don't bug them, be the fly on the wall when you go into the green room, you don't want to sit there, oh, so how are you bug the fuck out of them? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I've recently worked with Steve Trevino, and he's like, dude, I want to use you more because you're not a young guy. I'm trying to entertain all the time. You're interesting to, it's camaraderie, he said. So I think that's a big thing,
we kick people out of the green room because comics try to sit there and talk to the vet comic and this and that. I see their faces like, fucking leave me alone. I'm like, guys, get out of here.
That's the only little piece of advice that I could give you is all my comics know that the green room is for the guys performing that night. Everybody else stay the fuck out. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, don't bring your wife and kids and shit.
Yeah, and I have a very small green room, so really there's only enough room for 3 people in there anyway. So.
Real quick, we got to go through. We got some other stuff. If you decide not to hire a comic or have them back, and they ever reach out to you, do you ghost them or do you explain it to them? You
I
you're up front with them,
I
or
ghosted one of them. The other one, I had to tell. I had to tell why not coming back, what happened, but ghosted one and told the other.
I feel like I could see where Adam's coming from. Like there are some that I would just be like, I'd rather not answer this person's emails. And then the other side of it is, look, dude, you're a douchebag and stop being one. I could see both ways. Yeah. I could see both ways.
Depends on the individual.
But I rarely want to say never is never, because that person may go 2-3 years out and their chops may get better, and then they're maybe something better, maybe they changed. I don't know, maybe they ate mushrooms and came back a nicer person. I don't know. So it's to get the lifetime ban on me is that's really only one person, two really, but sometimes I just like Mike. I'm like you. I'm like I'm good. I'd rather not even touch it.
I just don't even ever reply to yours shit. This is no good.
Yeah, gotcha. Have you guys ever being a little over a year in the business now? Have you guys had any unruly situation? Had to throw a member, or not a clout, really a comment, but like an audience member? You guys got to, and of course, added to that part of the question, is there like a procedure? Do you have things set up in the club to deal with that kind of nonsense?
We rarely throw anyone out. We've thrown out 2, maybe 3 people, but all of that was they're extremely hammered. I want the comic to give it a shot. You handle it. You're the professional. It may give you a great clip bit that you could use and pull out. If they're heckling and they do that, you get them. But if that comic has shut them down, has turned the crowd on them too, now the crowd hates them. The comics destroyed them, and they still won't be quiet. Our security knows it's the it's the Patrick Swayze Roadhouse rule. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
I'm gonna Adam as my public relations representative, because he's saying exactly what I would say. We've only thrown out, I think, 1, maybe 2 people, but for the most part, give the comic the opportunity to shut them down. That's perfectly said. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's let them handle it. Let them handle it until it gets to the point where even the comic looks. I can't, you're blanking on the name now, but that somebody comes like, I'm not going on until this person leaves. I'm like, all right, it's time to go.
I've never before, Adam, where somebody refuses to go on. I've had comedians, like a headliner, who will stay backstage, and he might even come over to the booth or something like that and say something to me and go, hey man, are you gonna do anything about them? And I'll go, yeah man, I'm gonna, and I'll literally tell them, I'm like, yep, I've got an eye on him, but I trust that you can shut him down. That's my exact words.
Like, I really haven't had a.
Yeah, if you're a professional, you should be able to do it. 1, but 2, these people are here to have a good time. They're paying their money. Unless they like get so unruly that the show can't go on, that's whenever I'll throw them out. But if they, 9 times 10, I have learned in my year of doing this, and 20 years of doing comedy shows, 9 times out of 10, if you go over there and look them in the eye and say, look guys, erupting, if you do it again, I'm going to have to ask you to leave, they'll stop that shit.
Yeah.
It helps that our door security guy looks like a WWE wrestler. So it helps.
And that's all you need. You just need to go over there and threaten them and say, look guys, because a lot of clubs, like who is it, Steve Hostetter, who makes his fun off posting heckling videos, which, by the way, Steve, if you're listening, please come up with some fucking new material. You're like the open micer that comes back and does the same fucking 5 minutes every fucking week. But like just go over there. If you have a club, go over there and tell them to shut the fuck up. And 9 times out of 10, they will shut the fuck up. But I think Steve and other comedians, they look for people to do that, so that either they can post their reel or they can sit down and do oh man, I've gotten so over his. One of the reasons is it's just the same thing over and over again. And at some point, you got to go, you're a goddamn professional. You know how to shut them down. Like, stop making fucking the same video over and over again. But, they know what the fuck they're doing. And the club should know as well, like, hey, go tell them to shut up. And eventually they will shut up.
Right. All right, guys, I had a couple other questions, but we're going to get right to our next segment, which did you hear? Here's some information, some stories you may or may not have heard, but I think it's important. Did you hear? Did you guys know that the Chinese have police stations in our country? Did you know that?
Didn't know
one's in
that
New York City.
till I saw the article there, and yeah, that's not okay. That's violation of international law. Yeah, I can't believe, like, I feel bad for anybody that's a citizen here that, the Chinese would do that. I think you walk in there immediately and clear everybody out, deport everybody. That's a hell no.
What the hell? I didn't. They have police stations?
Yeah, well, the
Okay.
Chinese,
Disguised as the nonprofit.
and matter of fact, they're doing open mics on Mondays at these police stations, and they got showcases on Wednesday. But the Chinese government basically says it's to control their dissidents. Like if people, Chinese nationals that are in the United States, that they monitor them, stuff like that. Which it's become a big, it's been uncovered that hey, where's this really going? It looks like one thing, like the Chinese own ports on both sides of the Panama Canal. Now the United States government is going, wait a minute, they can actually shut down the Panama Canal if they militarize those ports.
Hey,
Yeah, it was
Dougie, I don't
nuts.
podcast, but I am gonna my bladder's about to explode, so I've got to go use the bathroom, and then I can come back and be way funnier and more involved.
All right, go ahead and take a piss. Take a piss. So that was interesting. So that's one of the things. Did you hear?
What else did we hear?
Where? Our next, did you know? After school Satan Club causes a stir in the California elementary school. What are you doing tomorrow after school, Billy? I'm going to hear about drawing goat's blood and sacrifices. In California, Golden Hill Elementary School, Kern County, Tehachapi, called After School Satan Club, is making the whole neighborhood go crazy. Seems that I guess because of religious right, because they have a Jewish Catholic club, that somebody who's on the Church of Satan said, "Well, fair is fair," and the school
I see it
said,
as
"I
a
guess
good
you're
joke.
right."
I see it as a good joke.
That's part of the reason. Ever since I've been doing these podcasts, these storylines are just unbelievable. There's a storyline. They actually have it after school Satan, and it would be funny to see. This would be a great Saturday Night Live clip. Who the kids that are in that Satan club? You got the girl who's all pixie tails and shit, and there's one guy sitting there all goth, like fucking cutting his hands, cutting up his arms and shit,
Yeah.
But
the more I read into that, man, this group does this. They show up when there's big church groups that are sort of invading the school and sort of forcing under the religious rights to be able to do that. This group shows up and very clearly say, we don't do anything with Satan. We don't even talk about it. We just call it that to say, hey, making sure you guys are okay. If you guys can bring that, to the school, then under that, then we get to do this. So I kind of see it as it's a pretty good return punchline.
Absolutely.
I'm going to get emails for saying that, though.
I'm probably going to get emails from Steve Hostetter's agent. I just want to apologize for running out, but dude, Adam, you're sitting there drinking beer, I'm drinking liquor, and I just had to go to the bathroom. And
First of all, that was the fastest piss I think I've ever seen recorded in history.
I felt like I was gone for a century, but I was definitely
I hid my piss well. You drink it, then you fill it right back up.
I didn't mean to be insulting. Yeah, I just meant to say I don't know how you run this podcast, but is there a break time allotted? Because I needed to fucking go.
Yeah, we're the only podcast. We're the only podcast with an intermission. Oddly enough, timely, Mike. By the way, because our next thing, did you hear? A goalkeeper in soccer, being that the World Cup is out, a goalkeeper in soccer is sent off for confronting a fan who allegedly urinated in his drink. Goalkeepers usually keep their water bottles behind the goal, and one of the fans had grabbed it and pissed in it. When the guy went to drink it, he realized it was a little tang.
How did no one see him? Like the guy got on the field, got the bottle, pissed in it, got it back next to the pole, and no one saw that.
Yep, guy just snuck it out and like maybe actually he was going to fill it, who knows, and threw it back out there. And next thing you know, the guy's like, "What the fuck is it?"
That's not good. Quick story. I mentioned a couple of times that I used to do comedy Wild West shows, right? And I traveled the whole country doing this with guys who are like basically fraternity brothers. We all stayed in the same hotel rooms and then the same apartment complexes and everything when we were working for this company. And we would go out partying and drinking, and the next day we'd have to do shows in 100 and some odd degree weather, especially here in Florida. And sometimes we would always have water and or Gatorade in the dressing room, and sometimes one of us might need to go to the bathroom right as the show was starting, so there's no way to go to the bathroom. So we grab like a little Gatorade bottle, and I can only say it's never happened to me, and that's on my my mother's name. It's never happened to me, but there have been a few times when somebody mistook their orange Gatorade bottle. that
That is
has
some
happened.
that's some dehydration. Mistaking an orange Gatorade, man. That is some dehydration.
Well, it looks like a new Gatorade flavor. It's not the blue one. It's not the green one. Funny story, on the road with somebody, with guy I work with, shared a hotel room, and I use the hotel towel, what it's for, a little spank. You use the
For
towel
sure.
to collect
Gotcha.
it. And after
Part
the
of it.
show, the guy comes back to the room. The guy comes back to the room, grabs, oh, so fucking hot, starts wiping his face with my fucking cum towel. I said, is that a little crispy of a towel? You feel a little rough on that towel? Unbelievable. It's a great Sabina Road. Did you hear? Chinese man, 50 years old, runs marathon in under 3.5 hours, all while chain smoking.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. Yeah, your Virginia Slims.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I eat supporting smokers. Show them we can get it done too.
Damn right.
Shit.
I smoked
it done too.
On November 6th, a runner that goes by the nickname Uncle Chen ran the Xinjiang Marathon 3 hours and 28 minutes while chain smoking cigarettes, according to the Canadian running. Yeah.
That was Jay Leno's nickname.
Uncle Chen. Yeah. And our last, did you hear? A Texas man falls to his death after dancing on top of a moving 18-wheeler as it passed under a bridge.
Yeah, I was reading that the driver had no idea, and he was up there. He was on his phone doing a TikTok thing or an Instagram video.
Yeah,
and dude, the video is pretty raw. It gets hit, hits the bridge, falls off, and then gets ran over like 5 times.
Oh God, what an idiot!
Yeah,
how do they?
TikTok deaths are up, dude. It's so weird. Like people are like walking into roads and streets doing dumb shit in cars. Like I think it's the way they're just thinning out the herd finally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they've been doing that since we were kids too, but now it's on a much grander scale. That's unreal.
Exactly.
Wow.
8 billion people and counting down on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Good riddance. Good riddance to them. Well,
it would
make apologize to his family.
But it's an even better one because he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some hate mail on that. I had Steve McGrew on the show one time. We did a story about a guy who got run over by he was in a porta potty and he got run over by a tractor, by a crane or something. Fucking, and how dare you laugh? Like, because we're like, we're making fun of it, like boot occupado. And the guy says, how dare you laugh at that guy? I said, dude, we're comics. That's what we fucking do. We laugh at people dying in a porta potty.
Anytime you die in a porta potty, it's a shitty way to die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well put. All right, guys, this is the last part of the show where it's let's associate. I'm glad you guys have seen each other face to face somewhat now, and I'm glad you guys, as comedy club owners in Florida, are working together to make some great. I've been at Madcaps, had a great time in New Smyrna Beach, had a great time there. I'm looking forward. I'm going to be in April at Laugh Out Lounge, but here's where we associate. The old word association. I say big, you say tall, whatever, and I'll give you guys each a word. We'll rotate. We'll start with Adam first. The first word. Deal breaker expression. What's it bring to your mind? Deal breaker.
Those 2 comics I've been talking about. It's on the forefront. It's the 2. That's what I've been talking about. That's a deal breaker right there.
Gotcha.
No professional shot.
What was that?
I said no professional headshot. That's my word association for deal breaker.
Oh.
Isn't it crazy how many been doing it for so long and you can't find one?
I can't fucking believe it. I can't
I'm like,
believe that they are
just a cool
headliners
selfie, maybe something.
Yeah, exactly.
All these blurry shots with the mic half in your hand. I'm like, dude, I can't. This is screwing up the Facebook analytics here to make this ad work.
Exactly.
I had a guy one time want to do a spot at my room, and I go, send me a video. He's like, I go, you don't have a video? So the guy ends up sending me a video of him doing jokes in front of a camera in his dress, on his, in his bedroom. You know what I mean? Like,
wow.
This is your fucking video, dude. And I go,
dude, part of our contract is the headliners have to do a promo video, 30 seconds or less, and send it to us. And for so many amazing headliners, I'm like, you guys are bad at this. I've got like 5 or 10 good ones out of a whole year. The rest, I'm like, I got to do this video now. I can't put that out there when the camera's down, pointing up. I can, I see the little chicken figurine in the background or some shit. I'm like, dude, you didn't even look at anything, man. It's so bad sometimes. I'm like, for such funny comics, it's like this terrible promo videos.
It's amazing that in this age, when you have an HD camera in your fucking pocket everywhere you go, that you don't have a high definition video and or headshot. It's really it's just laziness is what it is.
Yeah. It's great when somebody says you a headshot, and it's obviously a clip from them when they're at Disney World or some shit.
Right.
All right, Mike, you go first. Heckler.
Opportunity.
Ooh, good one.
Adam.
Oh, do I have to explain?
No, one word. You could do one word. You could tell a story. Something that jars something.
Opportunity. It's either an opportunity to make the show better or an opportunity to kick somebody the fuck out of the club. One of the two.
My first thought when I heard it was he better be good. He better be good. You better be good. I'm cool with heckling. Yeah, be good. Be a good one.
Be a good heckler. Don't be an amateur. Adam, itchy.
Oh, how I feel when they run the light. I start scratching like a crackhead, man. I'm like, I'm going to go get this dude right now, man.
I literally thought scratchy was the first word that came to mind. Just scratchy. I don't know. Itchy, scratchy.
Itchy,
That's
scratchy.
it.
Okay. Mike, memorable.
Oh, man. Memorable. Personality. Any comic that has a good personality, memorable. Yeah. And I mean that on and off the stage. Yeah.
Our recent Pablo Francisco show. That was that was the coolest thing in the world to happen to me, man. I posted it on Facebook, but like 8-9 years ago, I went to a show at the Improv with Pablo. Alex Yu was featuring. I hadn't met either one of them before. Alex destroys one of the funniest shows I've ever seen. Pablo crushed too. I meet Alex at the end of the show. He invites me on some show of his. I think I've done 2 open mics at the time. I'm like, yeah, that's not going to happen. I'm definitely not doing that. And then 8-9 years later, Alex is now my best friend, and Alex Yu is featuring, and Pablo is our headliner, and I got the host for that show. And for me, that when you said memorable, I was like, yeah, I'll remember that serendipitous shit my whole fucking life.
I'm just going to throw this in. I had 3 older brothers, and we all shared a house. We lived together. And I think I was like 7 or 8 years old. I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and I went back. I left the bathroom to go into my room. I saw somebody walking in the hallway. I'm like, what the fuck? I turned the hallway light on. It was a completely naked woman coming out of my brother's room. I can still remember.
Hey,
I can still. That's what I was like. How
you doing? Not along the lines of the next lady, but along the lines of what Adam was saying. Just a quick story. I always loved Chris Farley. Like Tommy Boy was like my comedy Bible, and it still is, really. I own a copy of it on DVD and a copy of it on my Apple TV. And when we got to book Kevin Farley, I went to go pick him up at the hotel room to bring him back. So he was riding with me in my car. And I just was like, dude, you have no idea, man. Like, you have no idea how cool this is for me, because I grew up idolizing your brother. And I know it's not the same as you, but and I know you're not your brother, and I get all of that. But just having you in the car, I wanted you to say that I really, really, really just loved everything that he did, and I can't wait to see your show like that. He was really, really cool about it. So that was kind of and along the lines of what Adam was talking about, a very memorable moment in doing this.
Cool. Got a couple of pointless.
Open mics? No.
Open mic. I knew what to say before he fucking said it.
I'm a dick.
Hilarious.
Moving on. I'll start with that. Start with actually, Mike. Threesomes.
Jesus. Well, I mean, I've only had 2 in my life. One of them was memorable, and the other one was pointless.
That's a nice callback.
Yeah, that was my every Tuesday before I met my now fiance.
Yeah, that's right. Congratulations for everybody. Adam is now engaged. Everybody, no more threesomes for him, unless of course she's
By the way,
allowing it.
Congratulations, sir. And what a beautiful freaking place to do it, man. Those photos were awesome.
Thanks, man. It was really
awesome.
cool, man.
Beautiful place. And our last association word, confession. Mike.
Confession? I ain't confessing shit.
I'm no snitch, bro. I'm no snitch.
Whatever you thought happened, did or did not happen, you can't prove a goddamn thing. No, I don't really have any confessions to make that I can think of. I mean, honestly, it's a moot word for me right now.
Confession that this comedy club is not built on cocaine money, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, I'm glad we finally got us together. I'm really glad you guys have broken ground and opened up clubs here in Florida. I should say I'm in South Carolina now, but in Florida, where I make my home as well. And congratulations on a year of fucking having skin in the game. In doing this business.
Thanks, man.
Much respect of you guys, man, especially you, Adam, man, for doing everything you're doing down there in New Smyrna. So it's just
Same
awesome,
you,
bro. Yeah, man, I appreciate
it. Comedy brothers, though. We're in this together, man.
There you go. And again, real quick, just a little bit about the club, where it's located, how people can find out a little more about it, Mike.
Laugh Out Lounge, Winter Haven, Florida, 19 3rd Street Northwest. We're right in the middle of downtown Winter Haven. And we do comedy shows 4 nights a week. Wednesday open mic. Thursday is our specialty night with like urban comedy shows, magic shows. Sometimes we have showcases. We sometimes give up and coming features who think they're ready to headline. They can do that on Thursday night. And then our Friday and Saturday nights are our nationally touring comedians. So check us out at winterhavenlol.com.
Yeah, Madcap's Comedy Club, New Smyrna Beach. For everybody, if you haven't been down here, I suggest New Smyrna Beach for your first beach to visit. I'm born and raised in Florida, and I couldn't wait to live here. So come to New Smyrna Beach if you're in town, or if you're already here local. Madcapscomedy.com. You'll find everything there. You can't miss us. We're the only club, and I think almost all the way to Winter Haven. There's an improv there nestled in the middle, and a comedy zone in Jacksonville.
Never heard of.
Yeah, but that's it, man. I mean, Madcap's Comedy Club soon to open in Palm Coast, hopefully January, February, if the comedy gods are on our side to get it open. And if you're out in the other area, go see my boy Mikey Lee out there, man. Go see him at LOL too. Make a whole thing of it, man. Go to Madcap's, New Smyrna Beach, drive out to Winter Haven, go to LOL too, take some comedy and do a comedy vacation and hang out.
There you go.
Man. Dougie, I appreciate it too, having us on, man.
Oh, my pleasure,
thanks,
guys. My pleasure. Like I said, for bringing stages to comedians, that's always the greatest gift that we can say as a comic, as somebody who's hit the road. So to keep the stages open, it's been challenging to keep businesses open over the last couple of years, obviously, But if you've never been to a comedy show, I suggest you go to one. Don't go to an open mic night. As I've always said, going to an open mic night on a comedy night, it's like going to a strip club during the day. A lot of entertainers, but nobody you want to give any money to. With that being said, God bless everybody. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. I will be at the Comedy Cabana this Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday in Myrtle Beach. And next week, I'm headlining Fat Cats Comedy Club in Utica, New York, December 2nd and 3rd. Follow me on all my stuff at Dougie Almeida. God bless everybody. Stay well, and happy Thanksgiving to all you folks. And be well. Take care.